What's up, YouTube? Erod212 here. So for today's episode, we're going to look at the top Bronze Age books that I recommend to be gotten by you in 2021. These are books that I think have a lot of upswing right now. You should be getting these books before they become super hot. Any type of movie announcement is made or anything else. They're still affordable. Some of them are a little pricey, but remember this: I'd rather pay $200 for a book than $400 to $500 for a book. If you can get in on that entry level, it's always a win-win in my opinion. I might do a second part on this. Right now, we're going to look at 5 books today. But before we start that, I just want to thank everybody that subscribed to my channel. I appreciate the way this channel has been growing and coming along in 2021. I got a lot more things planned for this year. But please hit the subscribe button, all right? And hit the notification button. And if you like this content, give it a thumbs up. I appreciate that. But let's start with these books. So first book I'm going to go with is this book right here. Tumor Dracula #1. This is some iconic Neil Adams artwork. This is that Bronze Age goodness when they were showing all the monster books were being done by Marvel, excuse me. So just some great stuff right here. A fantastic story arc. If you ever get a chance to buy the omnibus or read these online, I suggest you do so. Some good quality stuff there. This is when comic books were written really well. And just to show you this, and a little something different here, and I got this from my man Biggie's, but we're going to use cover price right now just to show you that this book right here has sold up to $1,399. An 8.5 average sale on an 8.5 is $213, excuse me. And you can get a raw copy for about $125. That would be a mid-grader. If you want a little bit of a higher-end book, you're probably looking somewhere along the line of about $200 to $250 for that 7 to 7.5, maybe even an 8.0 if you catch the right book. But yeah, definitely a book I would be picking up. This is my 3rd copy of this one. I just picked this up actually like a week ago at a small show I went to because I believe in this book. I will never show you books I don't believe in. That's one thing you can count on. Let's go with book #2. This book has seen a little bit of a spike recently for no apparent reason other than it's a great B-list character, always has the sexiness to the character, and just popular. So it's kind of like a poor man's Supergirl, but that would be AllStar Squadron, #58. And that's the first appearance of Power Girl there. And you're getting average raw sales of about $68 on this book. The highest this book has been selling for, it's about $153. So, you know, this book is a nice book to own. I'm telling you right now that just the character alone can drive the prices on a book. It could definitely make a book like this go up in prices. And I would jump on this before this book gets hot. I found one recently at a small show, and it was in the 4.0 range, and they're even going for $30 now when it was a little, way less. But, everything's starting to spike now with movie news and everything else. All right, next book, character I am basically banking on. So rumors are that in Spider-Man's next trilogy of movies, they're going to go to college, and they named off some of the villains. And this was one of the villains that they named off. And that's Amazing Spider-Man 124. And that's the first appearance of Man-Wolf. Now, for those of you that don't know, Man-Wolf is John Jameson, J. Jonah Jameson's son. And John Jameson is an astronaut who goes to the moon, discovers a rare gem, which causes him turn into a werewolf. A great protagonist throughout the 1970s, 80s. He actually even had like a couple of reappearances in Marvel Premiere and everything else where they tried to make him some type of a hero. But you have an average raw sale on this book of $503, and that's for high grade. This book can be found in the wild for a lot cheaper. about $150 on that low end of the high range. I would say is like that 5.0-ish, 5.0-ish to 6.0-ish range. But you know what? Not everything has to be a 9.8. You just got to be in the game. Because remember this, once those 9.8s dry up, and here's the problem with this book, right? There are only 27, because of the black border and everything on this book, there are only 27 9.8s in the CGC census right now. So super tough. I'm happy if I got this book in a 9.0. That's a killer for some Bronze Age goodness like this. I'll sign up for that every day of the week. All right, book number 4. Another book that there's spec on. So Jack Kirby gets into it with Marvel, decides he wants to leave Marvel, goes to DC, and creates his own universe, which we know as the Fourth World. Probably the best character to come out of there besides Darkseid was this character, and that's Mr. Miracle. So Mr. Miracle number 1, a book that's been spec'd on. It was the longest running out of all of these Fourth World books. I believe all the other ones only went 11 issues. So we're talking, you know, Forever People and New Gods and those books. This book, I believe the first incarnation of this went 16 issues. But just a great, great book. Tom King did a really good job recently on this book also. But this is another one, the high raw sale of about 265. You're seeing raw sales of 129 and 109. The lowest raw sale on this, and these are more beater copies, are $28 to $14.99. Again, it's all about your price point, but this is a book right now that I think you can get in entry level. And let's say that HBO Max decides that they want to put a new series out, and there's rumors about this. Remember, Darkseid was supposed to appear in that Justice League movie. You saw the boom tube. That all ties in with Mr. Miracle. Mr. Miracle was actually raised on Darkseid's planet because he was traded by his father, and Orion was raised by Mr. Miracle's dad. They were traded with Darkseid so that they would keep the planets from warring against each other. And it's pretty good stuff if you ever get to read it. Kirby wasn't the greatest of writer, but his art is fantastic, and this story is good, you know. It also introduces some really good characters like Big Barda and Granny Goodness, just characters that have resonated and stayed within the DC universe for a long time. And then the last book is one near and dear to my heart. I know my man Everett Otto loves this book also, and that's Uncanny XMen number 120. And this is the first cameo appearance of Alpha Flight. Now, in this one, you get to see almost everybody in there, which is Jamie Hudson and the rest of the crew, who are all tied into Wolverine. They're the first Canadian super team. There are heavy rumors that Marvel is looking at this team right now to become part of the MCU. Future incarnations of this team would also include Puck, which was one of my favorite characters. I really like Puck a lot. Sasquatch was another real good character. They also gave you the first gay character in the MCU, was one of the members of Alpha Flight. So just little interesting tidbits. The raw average on this is about $72. You can see high raw sales of $135. Yeah, I was picking this book up a couple of years ago at cons for about $60. Baltimore Comic Con. Me and Otto ran into each other talking about it. We're kind of hunting the same books that day, and this was one of those books. So shout out to 3 Men in the Basement. They got a crawl coming up soon. So their third annual crawl is coming up. So if you guys get the opportunity, go check that out. That's always a good time. I won't be able to participate this time, but I participated last time. Had a lot of fun. And, you know, just get to hang out with guys in the community. But, yeah. So 120 is the cameo, the harder book to grade. There are only 81 9.8s in the census on this book. So, you know, it just goes to show you, you know, it's a tough book. Book comes out in 1979, only 81 copies left. It made in 9.8. Something's hard with that book. It's that all black border. 121 has a great cover also. It's in that snow. That's the first full appearance of them. And then if you get their first book, that's the first appearance of Puck. That's a book that's going to climb also. Was like a $2, $3 book. I've been seeing that book going for $20 now at shows and everything else. So another book that you might want to take a look at. But yeah, that's about it for now. Those were 5 books that I had right now in the Bronze Age. You'll probably see me put some Silver Age stuff out. I'll put some modern stuff out also for you. Got a few ideas. I'll probably show another 5 of this book because I have another 5 books that I think you guys should be jumping on this year. Again, my opinion only. Have I been wrong? I've been wrong, but more than likely, and most of the time, I'm pretty accurate. I keep my ear to the ground, just talk with my fellow community guys. But yeah, that's it for now. Until my next video. Peace.